44 mag out of the Desert Eagle. Good solid hit. Empty. First one's going to be 45 ACP, then 460 Rowland. 45 ACP, jacketed hollow point, 230 grain, up first. Got that heavier spring in there, so it won't cycle. It's clear, open, 460 Rowland. Same test. Welcome back to the country. So, big country 460 coming at you. So we're going to talk about the 460s in general. So you know that I love 460. If you've been a member of this channel, if not, please like and subscribe. We're going to talk about 460s and their versatility. So 460, the reason I like 460 so much is because of the versatility of this cannon. This cannon right here will shoot 460 Smith & Wesson, 454 Cazul, 45 Long Colt, 45 Schofield. It will shoot any 45 caliber bullet besides a 45 ACP. And with moon clips, you can make that happen. Haven't figured out a way to do that yet, but why shoot a 45 ACP when you have something like this? Alright, so the 460. Like I said, this thing is huge. This is a Desert Eagle for comparison size. Desert Eagle 44 mag. I've got this out for a whole nother video. Okay, but I mean not for another video, but to add to this video. Alright, so what you have here is you have the 460 Performance Center. This is their little XVR. Just a beautiful little gun. This is the one I shot the IDPA challenge with. Kicks like a mule, but I love it. I wanted this thing forever. Finally got it. Shot some videos with it. But since I haven't done much 460 videoing, I wanted to show you what has been happening in the 460 world. Okay, so we have our 460. This is also a 460. This is a 460 Rowland. And if you look at these side by side, this is a 45 ACP. This is a 460 Rowland. See if I can bring this in here to get it close. There is the two calibers. The only difference in these two is the case length. The case length is about a 1/16 of an inch longer. 1/16 of an inch longer on the 460 Rowland, so that this cannot be chambered in a normal 45 ACP. If you watch the video on building the 460 21 long slide, this is it right here. So, fully loaded. They're empty. Show you they're empty. All of them are empty. Okay. Now that we've got the bullets out of the way, I'm going to take these out of the frame. Make sure we have no bullets laying anywhere on the table. Empty. Empty. And empty. Okay. So, back to what I was saying. The 460 Rowland. We're going to do some shooting with these here after a while. Right now we're just trying to get the baseline down of what we have here. So, what I love about 460. The 460 in this configuration right here, this thing does not weigh any more than a 21L. Just a normal 21 Glock. They're not very heavy. The Desert Eagle is heavy. It is a chunk. I have a concealed carry holster for this thing. I have carried it, but man is it a beast. I've owned every one of the Desert Eagles, from the 50 all the way down to the 357. And I love the 357. Nothing in it. We already showed you it's clear. I have loved a Desert Eagle. I have to have a Desert Eagle in my collection. After owning the 357, the 41, the 44, and the 50, I have decided that my favorite of the bunch is the 44 mag. I know the 50 is the one that everybody talks about, just like the 500 is the one everybody talks about. But here again, we're talking about versatility. A 500 Smith & Wesson is not, it's a one caliber gun. It is, that is exactly what it is. It's one caliber. It shoots from one, it has 500's all you can shoot through it. Now you can get some moon clips for it and shoot 50 AE, but when you can have a 460, why? Same size gun, you still have the big factor, it shoots faster, it hits harder. The only reason that the 500 has a higher capacity to it is the fact that it has a bigger chunk of lead. It's a bigger round. You can shoot a 700 grain bullet out of that thing. And my buddy has it, and that's the one that we was comparing this one side by side to it. And he is a 500 fanboy. But I'm a 45 fanboy. 45 caliber. 45's been around forever. 452 diameter. That's what this is. 452 diameter. The bullet selection for 452 goes from 165 up to 500 grains. And I shoot 500 grain projectiles out of this thing. Out of a 454 Cazul casing, and that's the only way I can get them to fit in the chamber, is to shoot that 500 out of a 454 Cazul casing. Which is fine, because out of this gun, the 454 Cazul will push a 500 grain bullet at 1,450 feet a second. That is kicking. Now, if you watch the video of what the speeds were with a 240 grain XTP out of this 460, it was getting 1,700 feet per second. That's a lot out of a little bitty short barrel. That's really getting it. A 44 mag out of this 6-inch, this is a 44 mag, like I was just saying, out of a 6-inch Desert Eagle, is running right at 1,500 feet a second, 1460. So 1460 with this heavy sucker, and it holds 8 in the mag, 8 in the clip, 1 in the mag. So you have a capacity of 9 rounds. So that's fine and dandy. I love a good Desert Eagle. But that's where we come into this right here. The 460 Rowland. There again, it's a 460. And I'm big country 460. I love 460s. With a 250 grain XTP bullet in a 45 case, well, it's a 460 case. It's basically 308 cut off, so you have a thicker web. In this 460 case right here, I can push this 250 grain bullet out of this thing at almost 1,400 foot a second, and it's a 6-inch slide. And this is a 6-inch. And this one holds 13 plus 1. So when you're going 6-inch, 6-inch, in between these two, for the weight of this one versus the weight of this one, it's a no-brainer. You may lose 50 to 100 feet a second out of this gun, but you have 14 rounds, 8 rounds. 14 rounds, 8 rounds. Plus, they feed out of a normal Glock magazine. Just a normal stock Glock, because of the same overall length as a 45 ACP. Normal stock Glock magazine will hold 13 of these. And you have the power of a 44 mag in your hand. On your side. Whole lot lighter gun. This gun, you got to have a compensator for 460 though. You can't just shoot this thing without it, because it's got to have something to hold that barrel forward until some of the pressures releases. So it does make it a longer gun. But all in all, this gun right here in 460 is the bee's knees. You hold it up the side of it's a little bit longer than a Desert Eagle, just a little bit, because of the compensator. The recoil on this thing is not bad at all. The whole reason that a Desert Eagle kicks so bad, even in 50, like I said, I've owned them all, even in 50, the only reason that the 44 mag, the 50, any of the Desert Eagles kick so bad has nothing to do with the case capacity of the cartridge that's in it. It's not bad at all. The weight of the gun takes away that. What the weight of the gun hinders you at is this slide is so dadgum heavy. And whenever you're holding this thing and you fire one of those big bullets, it jerks your arm back because you've got almost a pound of slide coming to the rear and coming forward. So it makes it hard to hang on to. You've got to have a really good purchase on this gun in order to keep that recoil down. And I can shoot it fairly quick. I've got a video on that. I can shoot a 44 mag fairly quick, but I can shoot this just as quick. I can empty this thing just as quick with full house power loads. I'm talking running out at 1,700 feet a second, which out of a 8 3/8 inch version is getting on up there to the 2,000. And then that same bullet out of my rifle is 2,200 feet a second. That's where that they get that performance from the 460 on the box, is out of the longer barrels. These shorter barrels were not actually designed to push that bullet to its full potential. But it's just like the age-old question of 30 caliber. A 30 caliber is one of the most all-around favorite calibers because of the grain weight that it's been around forever. And there's so many calibers, from 300 blackout, 30-30. I mean, the list goes on. There's probably 100 calibers in 30 cal. I know that kind of doesn't make sense to you right now, but a 30 caliber bullet has been around. 22, 30 cal, staples. So you call them staple bullets. 45 is a staple bullet. 45 has been around for a long time. 1911, 45. It's been around for a long time. That's why 45 ACP is so nice. Now, the thing about this 460 Rowland here is it shoots 45 ACP in its current configuration. Right now, it'll shoot 45 ACP all day long. Only thing I have to do in order to shoot 460 Rowland out of this thing, and this is where the 1911 conversion has a downfall, and that's the reason I built it in a Glock instead of in a 1911. Because all you have to do with this is pull it back, drop the slide, pull out your guide rod, I've got them marked on the back side. Grab your 24-pound spring, because it's got to have a heavier spring as well. Drop your heavier spring in it, and then when you go bear country, now you're shooting 460 Rowland. That's all I have to change on this gun to go from 45 ACP to 460 Rowland. So to take this from a normal 800 foot a second, 900 foot a second, 45 ACP plus P, to a 1,360 foot a second, 45 ACP in 460 Rowland is basically what you've got. So you go from a 45 ACP to a 44 mag just by changing that spring. And you are good to go. I mean, I love 460s. There's a reason my channel's called Big Country 460, because I'm a 460 fanboy. And everybody knocks me for that. Everybody's like, well, you got to have a 500. Well, that's true. 500 is the biggest. 500 is the strongest. But 460 is a very, very close contender. I know my videos, I'm trying to get a little bit better videos. I've got some better camera equipment, so we're going to try to make some better videos going forward in the future. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Ask me what you want to see, and I'll do my best to get it together.